Hey y'all, I'm tired, hot, and taking a break. I am still learning TikTok because I refused to get onto it for a long time. And I finally am getting onto it. But as you can tell, I'm burning the hell up. And behind me is BFWT and my truck full of shit. I have to empty that out. Yes, I'm sweating, but I'm going to stand up for a second. It's 101 and 19% humidity. So I'm going to show you that. Not fucking lying. It is hot as shit. So when you see me sweating and red as can be, that is my natural um, cooling off period. I'm from Texas. We're used to this heat. We hate it, but we're used to it. So I am currently in the process of cleaning the council's chambers. We have already cleaned all of this. I let it dry. I'm sitting down here. I need a new lid. I broke it. My ass is too big. Anyways, I am sitting here cooling off with my fan that's currently turned off. I turned it off for a minute so I'm not wasting it while I move around. This is my Starbucks unsweetened double shot mixed with, believe it or not, Slim Fast. Earlier it was Slim Fast and 6 protein, the whey protein. It was the vanilla milkshake or whatever. I got my charger ready to go. All my stuff's in my bedroom, and I'm working on that. But basically, most of it's going to be cleaning that. I got a bunch of cleaners and stuff that somebody gave me. I'm going to move back. I already cleaned my window. Isn't it pretty? You can see right on outside. But I got to empty all of my truck tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it because me and my friend Brenda loaded this son of a bitch up underneath the solar panel that you see there. Has about 6 bags of soil, plus the ones you can see on top. The green bag that's there, that's Starbucks coffee grounds. I moved the food dish. I gotta cover that in coffee grounds and the trail that goes all the way that way. I gave him the box to play with, but there's some dog food there I've got to cover with coffee grounds and move it around so it's not as heavy smelling. But the dog's water bowl is right there. I'm going to have to go get more water. I'm not going to be able to stay as long. A couple of my water containers broke. But in the back of there, I just got three water pumps. So I'm excited because if y'all look through my RV door, over there are my 250-gallon totes. I am going to have to basically move them on new pallets that are covered in the 1/4-inch chicken stuff that you use to keep snakes out of it. And then I have to put it on the bottom of those things too because it could still get in there. But sorry, there's some kind of flying ass bee that better not come this way. I'm allergic to bees, by the way. I do have an EpiPen in my vehicle, one in my bag, and one in the RV, so I'm good. But just don't want to do that out here. I'm already congested because I had some bad GERD that flies. Y'all, I have a bunch of these all over the RV. That's about a week's worth of flies I caught. The rest are flying around. I've hit with the fly swatter or decided to brave me for a minute and then decided, hey, that's not the best idea. We're going to go and try to find our break. Anyways, this one may not end up on TikTok. It may end up on my face or on my YouTube and then shared on my Facebook. I will make some for TikTok at some point, y'all. I am not very good at being short and sweet, so it's something I'm going to have to learn. And from what I gathered on TikTok, it has to be short and sweet, which is probably why I didn't want to be on there in the first place. I'm not a short and sweet person. I am a diarrhea to the mouth, as my mother put it. So I talk a lot, and that's, of course, my neurodivergence. And anyways, For those of you that don't know, I live in BFWT, and I started a podcast called Jalape's World and the Council of the Dogs. I wanted to start a podcast back in my 20s when they started becoming popular. I did write blogs back then, and I was on different things, and I actually finished a book, Where Love Grows Wild. But because of my life situation, my neurodivergence, especially my inattentiveness, it never got on Amazon. And I'm hoping to put it on Amazon this year. But between financial and lack of power, I haven't yet done that since I moved out here on the flats. But since I'm now considered disabled and I have to work full time, believe it or not really full time, I'm doing roadie and DoorDash because they're the only place that would hire me, and it takes full time, though I'm not on the clock full time. What I mean by that is I have to drive an hour to go to work and then an hour home. So that's 2 hours. That's just to go work. Then I've got to clean up myself and take care of my hygiene when I get there, and get something to eat other than shit hits the fan food. Because most of my food here it's already pre-made. I cook it on the camping stove. If it's not pre-made, it is basically add water. It is the 25-year shelf life canned food and pouched food that doesn't require anything. It's pouched rice that's already cooked for you, pasta that's already cooked for you, soup, oatmeal, a lot of it's powdered soup. But I have a lot of powdered everything, or just add water. I can cook it all on a camping stove. The biggest problem is lack of water and lack of initiative to wash dishes. I have washed them all my life, and I'm not very good at it. As you could tell, I'm a little bit congested. I had GERD, and it is just driving me crazy. In addition to that, I had a roadie on my way home today that, because of all the shit I got from my friend's house, somehow, I'm not sure how, but roadie added a ride that I had already decided I didn't want. It added it to my list, and I'm like, well, fuck. So I ended up grabbing it, and then I ended up going to Tractor Supply and picking up these rubber rubber stall mats. They were only like 42 pounds. I did not get them in or out, just so y'all know. However, because of all the shit in the back of my truck, they would have just flown off going down the road. So I had to put them in the truck. Well, I didn't think about it. I was trying to get home to the dogs. That's where my thoughts were. That, and I just finished another intake for my another podcast. Anyways, I wasn't really thinking, and I got surrounded by that today, and that led me into asthma. Because of the Vox that is in those rubber mats. And so my truck smells like shit, despite the fact that I turned on the AC in it and made it put in fresh air and rolled down all the fucking windows and took my inhaler. I still had some trouble. So we haven't done much today. My teeth probably need to be brushed. I definitely need a bed bath. But we're not doing too much because we're exhausted and it's 100 degree, and I still have to clean the last half of that RV. So I've got to pull all the dog kennels. I got to pull these two up, wipe down the bottom of Loki's kennel. Now I do have 2 more frames over there, but they're not fitting in the 2 back kennels like they're supposed to. I don't know why. They originally went with them, but now they're not going in. I can't get them. I said fuck it and put it on top. So everybody else has just the metal kennels. This is the bottom of a kennel. What I do is I wipe them down with the microcloths and use that little broom to sweep off the bottom of it. And so between odor ban, the broom, and the microcloth, we get it nice and clean, which is why this is stationed like this, because I've already swept it. and pre-treated it with odor ban. Now I just got to wipe it down. It looks pretty good though. It's not bad. And then they just go on the floor. So far, they're getting better at not making a mess. So we may be able to get these babies beds. But that should be this color. That means they peed over there in the corner. So I have to clean all of that and back here. Still. Now, you see, that's a different color. I don't think they ate that. Oh, the council's speaking. Apparently something caught there. I am turning it back to me because y'all don't need to see the. Oh, they're running. Ooh, look at you run, Bubba. I don't know why they're running, but Zeus took off running. Hopefully none of them get bit by that fucking rattlesnake. That's my biggest fear right now, is the rattlesnakes. I am trying to get me gaiters. I'm trying to find me new cowgirl boots that are puncture proof. That's what I need. I need puncture proof boots. And yes, the oil and stuff are great for them. I need puncture proof, and I occasionally suffer from my sciatica acting up, and I may lose my balance shoes. I don't want to lose my balance. I've worked really hard. As y'all have watched this video, I have not used my cane at all. I can go without my cane, but I have to make arrangements. So right now, what I mean is, look, it is a step stool, but it's also one of those dollies. But anyways, I'm holding on to it. I have it here so I can hold on to it. I have a cane right there so I can hold on to it. There's a walking stick right there in case I need it. There's a walking stick right there when I go out the door to make sure I don't get bit by a snake. I have strategically placed things in places I know that I might lean on. I might be hanging out a little bit more so I can get to those. I'm sorry, I burped a little bit. I told you my GERD was acting up. I'm trying to get off of some of my GERD medicine, and I'm trying to heal my stomach, but I've been doing that since my 20s, and none of that shit's working. But I've been managing it pretty much on my own without doctor's help because I didn't have insurance for a very long time, and now I can't go get my upper GI done because I don't have anyone to drive me from the QT to or another gas station, one of the truck stops or something like that. I can go to any of the truck stops. If I go to one of the truck stops and stay overnight, basically I have to arrive there in the morning, have somebody take me from that truck stop to my doctor's appointment for the upper, and then drive me back to my vehicle. Am I going to be driving? Fuck no. I'm going to be staying at my vehicle. And then I will drive the 70 to 100 miles home. Once I know I'm good. I'm capable of that. I've had plenty of upper GIs. The problem is that they won't do the upper GI without me having a person. Well, I have learned since my fall in 2020 that I was the glue. That I was the one that stepped up, that I was the one that showed up, and I was the one making everything work. That I took all the initiative and everything. But when I fell in 2020, I realized that I got your back is only word of mouth. Showing up, following through, actually being there, that's rare. And I thought I had all that, and I don't. So it's just me, myself, and I in the middle of the Texas desert with a bunch of fucking dogs. And so the whole podcast is based off of me and my dogs, basically. We're sitting at a campfire having a conversation with you. Please check out my podcast. I have 3 episodes out on Spotify, and it does come up on Amazon as well. I'm starting to put the video mixed with audio. The video is just the podcast artwork. And we're putting that on YouTube. For some reason with Adobe on, it's saying that I'm using AI. And I'm not. It's me. Those of you who know my voice know it's me. I don't know why it's coming up like that. It may be because I'm using the Adobe on for the voice and then on shot for the video. to mix those together. And I'm putting the fan art. Now, it took me 8 weeks to make that. And a lot of work just to make the artwork. So, yeah, AI didn't create that. I did. AI helped me, but there's a difference between help and doing. And so, anyways, I worked my ass off for this, and I am still working my ass off. A lot of times when I'm doing Roadie and DoorDash, I am actually doing my podcast at the same time. I'm talking through topics and deciding how I want to say things and doing research on whatever I might say to make sure that I got what I'm saying right. While I'm extremely smart and I may know something, my know something might actually be wrong. So I will admit that. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But I'd rather educate myself and make sure that I'm correct when I'm speaking my truths than not. Oh, and the council is doing stupid shit. Here's one of the council. Why aren't you turning? Bubba, you're peeing on the stairs. That's Grover. He's my whiny baby. But he's also the one that starts the barking. He like it water. They've drunken a lot of the water today. I'm a little worried we're going to run out of water. I may not be able to do my dishes to have dinner tonight because we only have 3 more gallons of water, guys, that I could use with the dogs. These 2 right here. Now I have a little bit of water in there, and then I have 1 gallon right there. The other 2 are old odor band bottles that might have a trace of odor band in them, but those are for my swamp cooler over there. Now these are for my floor. Those are this one is a brand new bottle of odor band, and then the other 3 are already pre-made with essential oils. So 100 degrees, 96 over there. It's fucking hot. Oh, and I have another bottle of water right in front of me that I missed. So I guess I have 4 gallons of water left. And it looks like it's going to go to the dogs instead of my dishes. I may have enough to do at least 1 or 2 dishes. Yeah, I may not get too much done. But I have to do enough to be able to heat up my food because I either need to heat up rice or I need to heat up my soup. And I've got to eat more than a Slim Fast. So I can heat up water. And I have distilled water for me because of my Wilson's. I can heat up that water. And there's some things I can make with the hot water that don't require much. And I can just use a coffee cup. Y'all probably don't do this on a daily basis. So part of the podcast is talking about doing this. Part of it is stuff I experience when I go to work and I see in society when I am part of society. And then some of it's, about me, things I've experienced, things I've gone through, what my beliefs are, things like that. It's not going to be pigeonholed. I'm not going to stay on one fucking topic. It'll be all over the place. My sister told me that it is not kid appropriate. She did not know that. Okay, guys, when I fell 6 years ago, George Carlin totally went through this head. I realized that I wasn't going to be able to work in home health anymore, that I didn't have to worry about watching my mouth, that I could say all the curse words I wanted to and just be open and be myself. And I didn't have to appease anybody and watch my P's and Q's and be in everybody else's morals, and try to fit them all. I could be me and just express myself the way I want to and be completely open. And I'm learning that. It's been 6 years and I am learning to be me and be happy in my skin. I am not a robot caregiver anymore. I have woken up and I am different. And I am not the person that people thought they knew. I am a totally different person. So it's been interesting because everyone still thinks they know who I am, and they know nothing. But trying to tell them that I'm not that person that they thought they knew, the girl that walked around and did whatever, everything everyone wanted her to do and tried to fit their mold and try to be the best caregiver ever and help out everybody and be the best friend and be the person that was always there for you. Fuck you. Nobody was there for me when I fell. And now it's my turn. And society's not taking care of me. I am. Yes, I am getting my Social Security disability. Yes, I'm getting food stamps. Yes, I'm getting Medicaid and Medicare. Okay, so my Social Security disability is $1,007. They just upped it to, I think, $1,035, and I get $58 on food stamps. Okay, the payment is $371. $71. And I'm still supposed to somehow pay everything else with that $1,000. Now, the reason they only give me so much on food stamps is because when I'm done with my food stamps, the rest of my food should be bought with that $1,000 the government gives me. On what fucking planet am I supposed to live in today's society like that? I can't. I gave my life for 22 years with Crazy in Death, taking care of people that the world forgot. Or if they did remember, they were there. But I helped see people off to their next life. I wiped people's butts. I helped them take a shower. I cleaned their clothes. I washed their dishes. I cooked their meals. I helped them get to their medications. Did a lot of hand over hand. Did a lot of notation, writing of stuff. Helped coordinate doctors, nurses, specialists, family time. Worshipped with them no matter what their religion was. I was there to hold their hand, listen to their story, and be their, sounding board. It's my turn now. Society did not turn around and go, hey, you took care of us, we'll take care of you. No, it did not. I'm not supposed to lift more than a gallon of water, but today I lifted 2 50-pound bags of dog food from Tractor Supply, 2 mats that were 42 pounds apiece. I lifted a